how did you learn English?
It was
You
an
mentioned
accident. Well, no, not
it
really.
was an accident,
Not really,
a
because my
chance
parents,
occurrence. Mhm,
yeah, my parents did me a huge favor, I guess,
mhm.
because I guess their logic was they always wanted me to know English because they
Right,
believed it would be very useful in the future for me.
right.
So I guess they just kind of pushed me towards it little by little, starting when I was still in kindergarten, I guess.
Mhm.
And from that point on, so I started reading in English at a young age also because I like to read because my parents read a lot. And
That's amazing.
yeah, so it's a great habit as well. It
Mhm.
helped me a lot. And then my family got a computer and an internet connection, and that also.
When? I really wonder when, because I had this unlimited access. It wasn't until I was well in my 20s
Mhm.
that I actually got, I think I was 21 or 2, or maybe it was, no, actually, I'm exaggerating. I was in the first year of university when I had this unlimited access to the internet. But I remember when I
Mhm.
was preparing for my entrance exam, and there was like loads of new vocabulary. So I never really struggled with the English grammar, but it was
Mhm.
vocabulary that I had difficulty with. So I always had to flick through those huge Oxford, Cambridge
Mhm.
dictionaries, and it took me ages. And of course, while flicking through them, I often forgot what I was looking for. So this is
Mhm.
how I learned loads of vocabulary items. Like I'm looking for a word starting in a P, and then I would
Mhm.
something else would just catch my eye. So it was so time consuming. And what about you? When did you get the
Uh,
internet?
the internet, I got the internet, I guess 2003.
In 2003.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I was
Oh,
9 years old, I think.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, you do have this advantage.
yeah,
Well,
and it
I was
helped me.
19 and I still didn't have this unlimited access to the internet. It was very, very limited, actually.
Yeah, so
Wow.
so it's much more impressive in your case.
That you even managed to start university.
I was still playing outside. So yeah, and the internet, of course, especially back then, most of it was in English.
Hmm.
Everything was in English, and uh, yeah, and it helped me a lot. And reading, of course, my first exposure to English was cartoons. So,
Of
which
course.
I think we talked about this before, but my country had a channel that had English audio and no subtitles for the cartoons. It was Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, I think.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so of course, I spent a lot of time watching that as well. I think that's why I have an American accent, kind of. But in school, they taught British English.
Yes, because Europe uses British
Of course,
publishers.
yeah,
So
of
yes,
course.
yes. And I've always been jealous of such people because I've been studying English all my life and I'm still taking classes. And
Mhm.
so I think that this English learning journey will never end for me, or at least I don't see it. I don't see
Well,
it anytime soon.
I mean, I feel like I can express myself fully, but I understand that it will never end.
Well, there is
Also,
always something new to learn,
yeah,
but yeah, also depends on.
especially as a teacher,
Yes, yes. I
I
don't
feel
know
like
about
there's
you, but I get
a huge
wild
mountain
questions. And
in front
yes,
of me.
yes, yes, exactly. So there are some things that I don't even know, like I don't even know how to explain in my mother tongue. Well, I find I'm much better at explaining in English because this is what I've been doing for the past 13 plus years or so.
Mhm.
And I've never actually had this task in Serbian.
Mhm.
But still there are words like I'm aware of the translation,
Mhm.
but I don't know what they mean. So there is always something, and well, the questions my advanced students ask me, you can't even imagine. So you actually went to university to Estonia, and all your
Yes.
studies were in English, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, and the studies were in English, and I also worked during my second year of uni. I also started working at a production company, and the team was international, so everybody spoke English there as well.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and then now the best. Now you're doing the best job ever, which is
Oh, I love
teaching.
it. No, it's
Yeah,
great.
it really
Very
is.
very rewarding.
Absolutely. Yes, I can't imagine myself doing anything else. Well, maybe singing and dancing, but
Oh, you
then
like to sing and dance?
I do, but that disappoints so many people around me.
Oh, it disappoints. Why?
Yeah. Well, my best friend asked me quite recently if you could choose one profession to pursue, what would it be? And I said, I can imagine myself being an entertainer, performer, singer, or dancer. And she said,
Mm.
you disgust me.